धाम की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय. So let's begin today's class with offering our respectful obeisances to this Supreme Lord. So please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Let's recite the Mangalacharan prayers all together. And if you don't know, they are on page 1 of the Bhagavadgita in introduction. So let's do it together. Om Ajnanatirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchane Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhyubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavadgita ki jai. Hare Krishna. So as I mentioned earlier today we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, text 25. So, chapter 7, which is knowledge of the Absolute, and text 25. So, let's recite the verse first. Na aham prakashah sarvasya naham prakashah sarvasya Yogamaya Samavritah Yogamaya Samavritah Mudhoyam Nabhijanati Mudhoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mam Ajam Avyayam Loko Mamajam Avyayam Naham Prakasha Sarvasya Yogamaya Samavritah Mudhoyam Nabhijanati Loko Mamajam Avyayam Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na vijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na vijanati loko mamajam avyayam. Hare Krishna. We'll have some devotees recite.
Naham prakasha sarvasya
Naham prakasha sarvasya
yoga maya samavritah
yoga maya samavritah
mudhoyam na vijanati
mudhoyam na vijanati
loko mam ajam avyayam.
loko mamajam avyayam.
Naham prakasha sarvasya
Naham prakasha sarvasya
yoga maya samavita
yoga maya samavritah
mudhoyam na janati
mudhoyam na vijanati
loko mam avajam avyayam.
loko mamajam avyayam. Mataji, please.
Naham prakasha sarvasya
Naham prakasha sarvasya
yoga maya samavritah
yoga maya samavritah
mudhoyam na vijanati
mudhoyam na vijanati
loko mamajam avyayam.
loko mamajam avyayam. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na vijanati loko mamajam avyayam. One more. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritah mudhoyam na vijanati loko mamajam avyayam. So let's do the word forward meaning. Synonyms. Na means nor. Aham, I. Who is this I? Krishna. Prakashaha, manifest. Sarvasya, to everyone. Yogamaya, by internal potency. Samavritaha, covered. Mudhaha, foolish. Ayam, na. Sorry, these. Ayam, these. Na, not. Abhijanati, can understand. Lokaha, persons. Mam, me. Ajam, unborn. Avyayam, inexhaustible. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by the internal potency, by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. So let's read phrase by phrase. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by my internal potency, and therefore they do not know that I am unborn and infallible. Purport. It may be argued that since Krishna was visible to everyone when he was present on this earth, then how can it be said that he is not manifest to everyone? But actually, he was not manifest to everyone. When Krishna was present, there were only a few people who could understand him to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the assembly of Kurus, when Shishupal who spoke against Krishna's being elected president of the assembly, Bhishma supported him and proclaimed him to be the Supreme God. Similarly, the Pandavas and a few others knew that he was the Supreme, but not everyone. He was not revealed to the non-devotees and the common man. Therefore, in the Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna says that but for his pure devotees, all men considered him to be like themselves. He was manifest only to his devotees as the reservoir of all pleasure. But to others, to unintelligent non-devotees, he was covered by his internal potency. In the prayers of Kunti in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that the Lord is covered by a curtain of Yogamaya, and thus ordinary people cannot understand him. This Yogamaya curtain is also confirmed in the Ishopanishad Mantra 15, in which the devotee prays, Hiranmayena patrena satyasyapi hitam mukham tattvam purusham na pavruno satya dharmaya drishtaye. O my Lord, you are the maintainer of the entire universe, and devotional service to you is the highest religious principle. Therefore, I pray that you will also maintain me. Your transcendental form is covered by the Yogamaya. The Brahmajyoti is the covering of the internal potency. May you kindly remove this glowing effulgence that impedes my seeing your Sachidananda Vigraha, your eternal form of bliss and knowledge. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his transcendental form of bliss and knowledge is covered by the internal potency of the Brahmajyoti, and the less intelligent impersonalist cannot see the Supreme on this account. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a prayer by Brahma, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, O Super Soul, O Master of all mystery, who can calculate your potency and pastimes in this world? You are always expanding your internal potency, and therefore no one can understand you. Learned scientists and learned scholars can examine the atomic constitution of the material world or even the planets, but still they are unable to calculate your energy and potency, although you are present before them. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, is not only unborn but also avyaya or inexhaustible. His internal form is bliss and knowledge, and his energies are all inexhaustible. Hare Krishna. Beautiful purport. So in this chapter, last few verses, we are learning about how Krishna described about worship of devatas. So he began with, I think, verse 20, where he said that Kamaistaiste rita jnana prapadyantinna devata tam tam niyamamasthaya prakrutyanyata asvaya. So he mentioned that because of some people whose intelligence is stolen, aparuta, by kama or lust, that is, they want to enjoy through their senses, and for the enjoyment of senses, they worship other devatas so that they can fulfill their desires. So that is the devata worship is mentioned in previous few verses, where he mentions that even though they want to worship other devatas, because he is in everyone's heart, he is the one who makes their shraddha or their faith on that particular devata firm, so that they can worship their devata, and fulfill those desires. But he also confirms that ultimately the desires, when they are fulfilled for those people, they are actually fulfilled by Krishna only. Because he being the supreme, even the devatas, when they bestow some boon to their devotees, they cannot do it without the sanction of Lord Shri Krishna. But then in last verse we read that there are some who do not worship devata, but they think that impersonal feature of the absolute truth is the highest. So they are impersonalists. So previous verse he said avyakta. So avyakta means unmanifested form. So they think that there is no person that is the supreme, but this whole universe is the supreme, and Brahman is the highest. So he described them also. But then for them also, for devata worship, he says that their knowledge has been stolen, so they are unintelligent. What does he call about impersonalists? So for impersonalists also he says avyaktam vyaktimapannam manyante ma abuddhaya. He calls them abuddhaya, means without intelligence, who do not have buddhi or intelligence. So for them also he is calling less intelligent. Because he says that param bhavam ajananto mama ajam anuttama. So because they do not know my real para means supreme, but that supreme form, they do not know me. They do not understand that I am actually the source of this Brahman also. In the 14th chapter he claims afterwards, Brahmano hi pratishta aham, that this Brahman, everything what you are seeing manifested here, the manifested word, he or unmanifested feature, I am actually the source of this. And today he confirms further that why do they not see me, or why do they do not see? Because he says that na aham prakasha sarvasya, that I am not manifest to everyone. Even though he is everywhere in every atom and the whole universe. In Brahma Samhita, Brahmaji prays that Andantarastham Paramanu Chayantarastham Govindam Adi Purusham Tam Aham Bhajami. That he says that, oh Lord Krishna, oh Govinda, you are manifested, you are entered in this or the universe, whole universe, and also in every single atom in this universe. He is also in our heart. That is Kunti Maharani's prayer actually. Kunti Maharani prays that Alaksha Sarva Bhutanam Antar Bahir Avasthitam. So even though you are Antar Bahir, you are also inside as Paramatma, and you are everywhere in every atom, but still Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam, you cannot be seen by all the people. And that's what Krishna is saying, Na Aham Prakasha Sarvasya, I cannot be seen by everyone. Why? He says that Yoga Maya Samavrata, because their vision is covered by my internal potency. For them, I am covered by internal potency. I always thought that when I read this purport, that I am covered by my internal potency, but then I realized nothing can cover Krishna. It is actually we are covered by the Yoga Maya, Krishna's Yoga Maya. So for us, Krishna is covered. Just like when on a cloudy day like this, do we see sun? So what do we say? Sun is covered by cloud. But in actuality, that statement is not correct, because nothing can cover sun. There is no cloud is large enough to cover sun. It is we are covered by this cloud, so that our vision to sun is covered or blocked, and so that we cannot see sun. There is no such cloud that can cover whole sun. And clouds are also manifestation of sun. How does cloud happen? Because it evaporates water from the ocean, it builds the cloud, and eventually it, on some part of the earth, for peoples, it is covered. So that area is covered, not sun is covered. So how can we see sun? We either have to go above the cloud, rise ourselves, or by sun's mercy, when the clouds goes away, then we can see the sun. In the same manner, this Yoga Maya is just like cloud of Krishna, or the covering of Krishna that he created. And when necessary, some people, their vision is blocked by Yoga Maya. Just like Yoga Maya cannot cover Krishna. Yoga Maya is covering us. So Yoga Maya is covering between Krishna and us. But because we are covered by Yoga Maya, we cannot see him, and then when we don't see Krishna, we say, oh, there is no God. Because our vision is blocked. We cannot see Krishna. And that's why he is Alaksha Sarva Bhutanam. Even though he is Antar Bahir Avastitam. That's Kunti Maharani's very beautiful prayer. And she further says that, what is Javanika? Does anyone remember that verse? Say it.
Maya Javanika.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much, Mother. It's very beautiful. Maya Javanika Achannam. Javanika means curtain. The Sanskrit word for curtain is Javanika. And there is a curtain of Maya. So she's saying Maya Javanika Achannam. So every living entity is covered by the curtain of Maya. And that's why Ajna, those who are unintelligent, they cannot see the Adhokshaja and Avyayam. She uses the same word what we have in today's verse, Avyayam and Adhokshaja. Prabhupada uses this word Adhokshaja, explains several times actually. Adhokshaja means Adhikrita Akshaja. So Akshaja means, Aksha means eyes also and senses. So we cannot perceive the Supreme Lord with our blunt material senses. That's why he is called Adhokshaja. And because he is Adhokshaja, he is not revealed to us. We cannot see him, we cannot perceive him. Even though he is everywhere, in every atom, he is right now here, but we cannot perceive him. And that's Krishna's Maya. So he says that he calls them in today's world also Mudha. Mudha means unintelligent. What is it? Foolish. Mudho ayam na bijanati. And that's why the foolish people, these foolish people, they do not understand me or do not understand my pastimes. And that's why, even though Prabhupada gives some examples that even when Lord Krishna was present personally about 5,000 years ago here, and somebody may say that, oh, everybody saw Krishna, but they did not see Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna says that, Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanu ashatana. When I come or when I descend in this material world, in my real human-like form, 200 Shamasundar form, the fools, Avajananti mam mudha. So he again uses the word mudha. They deride me and they consider I am one of them. They do not know my superior nature. They do not consider me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Prabhupada gives some examples here where in the Kurus, when in the assembly of Kurus, when they chose, when Krishna was unanimously selected as president of the whole assembly, but Shishupal was one who objected that. And he blasphemed Krishna on that day. And that is when Krishna, that was his 100th offense, and Krishna severed his head with his Sudarshan Chakra. But Pitamaha Bhishma, he accepted because he knew that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So even 5,000 years ago, when Krishna himself appeared on this planet, there were very few devotees, that's the key word. They knew that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even when Lord Krishna, when he went as a peacemaker, as a messenger of Pandavas to Dhritarashtra and Kaurava assembly, and he showed his universal form. So everyone was bewildered, but only Pitamaha Bhishma and Vidur, they could appreciate that form because they were the devotees of Krishna. So only few devotees who were there who could appreciate and understand Krishna's form. And that's why Krishna says that he calls them as Loko Mam Ajam Avyam. They do not know me as unborn. So this question might come that, oh, we know Krishna was born to Devaki in the womb of Devaki. Why he is Ajam? Prabhupada in one of his lectures mentions this point that technically we are all Ajam. We are all unborn. In the second chapter of Bhagavadgita, it is mentioned what are the qualities of soul. We are not this body, we are soul. But we take this body. But the difference between Krishna and us is we are forced to take certain type of body. How many of you know that you are going to born where you did today? Did you choose your birth? Did you choose your parents? Did you choose the country where you were supposed to born? No, we were forced to. But that's not true with Krishna. He chose his parents. And he chooses his parents not because he wants to take birth, but he wants to glorify his devotees. He wants to show them mercy. So that is the difference. He is Vibhu and we are Anu. Vibhu means he is the supreme, he is unlimited, infinite, and we are small particle. And that's why he is Ajam. He is unborn. He never takes birth. So just to show mercy and to perform his pastimes, he comes on his own accord, his own will. And he is also Avyayam. Everything in this material world, from the start, it began, like from the birth, it starts to degrade or decay. Everything has an end. So that word for decay or degradation or decrement is Vyaya. Vyaya means to decrease. But Krishna is Avyaya. Krishna's glories, Krishna's pastimes, and Krishna, because he is always spiritual, he never decays or he never decreases. Or he is rather always expanding. And when one worships him, one takes his name, Anandambudi Vardhanam, then the happiness is also ever increasing. The ocean of happiness is also ever increasing. And that's why Krishna calls here as Avyayam. And that's why, to summarize quickly, Krishna says here that I am not manifest to everyone. I am manifest to only the devotees who dedicate their life to me, who are devotee of me. Because everyone else is Yoga Maya Samavruta. They are covered by my internal potency or Yoga Maya. And he calls them as Mudha or foolish. They do not know me. Na abhijanati. They do not know, they do not understand my eternal form and the full knowledgeable and eternal blissful form. Lokom amajamayu. Because I am unborn and I am inexhaustible. It's 12:30. We will take maybe 5 minutes of reflections or questions and we'll switch to glorifying his divine grace, Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati. So yes, any thoughts or questions? Yes, Maharaja.
In Bhagavadgita, it said that we should not worship demigods.
Hmm.
But in Ramayana, we see that Lord Rama is worshipping Lord Shiva. Could you explain?
Yes, very beautiful question. I'll try to explain that, and if I need help, ask for Shankaran Prabhuji to describe. So, Lord Shiva, greatest personality, is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam as Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Vaishnava means devotees of Lord Shri Krishna or Vishnu. And Lord Shiva is one of the great Vaishnavas. Vaishnava means he is one of the greatest devotees of Krishna. And Krishna has a very loving affection with his devotees. His reciprocation with his devotees is at a very different level. So in Ramayana, when Lord Krishna or Lord Ram worships Lord Shiva, so that's the reciprocation of love he's showing to Lord Shiva. So Rameshwaram, that's the place where he worshipped Lord Shiva, is called as Rameshwaram. So it is translated by acharyas that, you understand Hindi? Yeah. So Ram jinke Ishwar hai, वो Rameshwar. So Rameshwar is Lord Shiva, Rameshwar. But Ram, whose Ishwar is Ram, that is Rameshwaram. So, and Lord Shiva also at that time glorifying, to say, says to Mother Parvati that my Lord is worshipping me, how glorified, how glorious he is. So that reciprocation is there. And that's why even, just like one example I can think of on top of my head is Yashoda Mata. Now who can beat, or who Lord Krishna, who is fear personified, even fear fears him. Even the Yamaraj, or it is said in Bhagavatam, that's Madbhayat, what is it? Madbhayat Vahati Vato ya Madbhayat Suryastapati Madbhayat Dhati Agnir Mrityushcharati Madbhayat. He says that because of my fear this wind blows, because of my fear this sun glows, it is giving light, because of my fear Agni is giving fire, because of my fear Indradev is giving rain, because of my fear Mrityushcharati Madbhayat, Yamaraj is going and taking lives. So everyone is fearful of Krishna. But when we see Damodar Leela, Mother Yashoda is running with stick in her hand and Lord Krishna is very afraid of her. So that's the reciprocation, because Mother Yashoda is his beloved devotee. He's not afraid of her, but he loves having such pastimes with her. So that is one of the pastimes with Lord Shiva, where they are reciprocating, because, oh, I want to cross this, so Lord Shiva, who is Shambhu, as a controller of this material world, because Krishna doesn't interact with Tamogun or this material world. So Shambhu or Lord Shiva is in charge of this, so he is reciprocating with him, oh, this material energy, make sure that before we build the bridge, I am worshipping you. So that's, if that makes sense. Prabhuji, you want to add something?
Actually, very beautifully you explained. But also, because Lord Ramchandra is going to kill Ravana, who is the great devotee of Lord Shiva. So he's also kind of respectfully taking permission from Lord Shiva that I'm going to kill your devotee. So please don't mind. So, it's just an etiquette. Although Lord Shiva is very dear to Lord Ramchandra, and naturally somebody who is a great devotee of Lord Shiva should also be very dear to him, right? But because this person was such a nuisance to the whole creation, so he's saying, he's actually taking permission from Lord Shiva that please don't mind, I'm going to kill him. So that's also one of the reasons to explain why he worshipped Lord Shiva, taking his permission that I'm going to kill your devotee. So similarly, when Lord Krishna appeared, he behaved like a human being. So Lord Ramchandra, although he is the Supreme Lord, but because he is behaving in the human society as a human being, and in human society everybody knows Lord Shiva is Isha, he is the Supreme Controller, in the material creation. So therefore, behaving like a human being, he is respecting and worshipping Lord Shiva. And Krishna also, similarly Lord Krishna also worshipped Lord Shiva. Even to get the sun, Sambha, he actually worshipped Lord Shiva. He established many temples of Lord Shiva. Lord Krishna personally established temples of Lord Shiva. So when the Supreme Lord comes to this world, he behaves like a human being, and he may even worship different devatas who are his own vibhuti.
So, Lord Shiva is, thank you so much, Prabhu. Okay, no, hope that helps, Mother. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. So, switching gears a little bit. Srila Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj, he disappeared on December 31st. And today is his disappearance day. And he's very dear spiritual master to our beloved Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada had a very beautiful relationship with him. And so I heard one of Prabhupada's lectures, which is very touching, and I want to just share some pastimes. He just shared his story, how he met his Guru and how it changed his life. So I'm just going to tell like in 5-10 minutes, and then we'll take some glorification. So before we begin, we will offer obeisance to Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Namani Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaya Kripabdhe Krishna Sambandha Vijnanam Daine Prabhave Namah. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada met his spiritual master in Kolkata when he was about 24 years old. He was a manager in a some chemical company, and young blood. He was, at that time India was under British rule and he was nationalist. He was very touched by Mahatma Gandhi's movement, and he was very fighter for the nation. But at the same time, from very childhood, he had this Vaishnava culture or devotion for Radhā-Krishna and Gaur-Nitai that was imbibed on his mind from his father and parents from very childhood age. And because of that, he had seen many sadhus used to visit their home, but he saw that not everyone was very pure, and that's why he did not have very nice opinion about sadhus in general. So in 1922, when Srila Prabhupada, one of his friends, he asked Prabhupada that there is a sadhu in Kolkata here, and I want you to meet him. So he was not very interested, he was reluctant, and he mentioned that, oh, I know these sadhus, I have seen them for a long time, and I don't have very nice opinion about them. But Prabhupada says that he literally dragged me there because he mentioned that I want your opinion on this sadhu. If you certify this sadhu as real sadhu, then we'll accept him as sadhu. Because Prabhupada said that in general, from his childhood, even in schools and colleges, he was generally accepted as a leader by his friends. Everywhere he went, he was accepted as leaders. And he also mentioned that once an astrologer came and he saw his hand, Prabhupada's hand, and he mentioned in Hindi, "Hukum chalega tumhara." Everybody will follow your instructions. Everybody will listen to you. Tumhara hukum chalega. So that's why this friend, he was interested in, oh, if you certify this sadhu as good, then we will also accept him as a good sadhu. So please come with us. So he literally dragged him. So he went, and then Prabhupada, and then they entered the place and just offered obeisances to Srila Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada. And they were about to sit, and before even they sat, Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Maharaj said, all you educated people, young people, you should take up this knowledge of or mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and give it to the English-speaking world. So Prabhupada, he said he doesn't even know me. Why? Because that's a very big responsibility, and he's asking, that's a very big ask. And Prabhupada was very surprised. So Prabhupada says that he argued with him because he said, because his nationalist person came out, and Prabhupada said that I told him, we are a dependent nation, we are not even independent, we are ruled by someone else. Who will listen to us in the world? But then Prabhupada mentions that even though that argument lasted for a while, and I was defeated in every single argument, but he said, I was happy. Even though I was defeated, I was happy because I was happy because I saw somebody sincerely trying to give this Krishna consciousness, Radha Krishna, and mission of Chaitanya, message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the whole world, and he is really eager to spread this to the worldwide. That was what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission is. He said that Bharat Bhumite Manushya Janma Hoilaya Janma Sarthak Kari Kara Paropakara Prithviche Ache Yata Nagaradi Gram Sarvatra Prachar Hoile Morna. So that was his mood, and that's why he was very impressed by him. So Prabhupada mentions eventually he had to move to Allahabad, Prayagraj now, for his business, and then he started a pharmaceutical company called as Prayag Pharmacy. And he was away from him, but he was always thinking of Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati, and in his heart, he had already accepted him as spiritual master, as his guru. By God's grace, he says, by Krishna's mercy, there was a Kumbh Mela in Prayag after some years, and these Gaudiya devotees, they came to Prayag, and somebody told them that, oh, go meet Abhay Babu in the Prayag pharmacy, and then he will help you in your mission. And then they came to me, that he saw as a good thing, and Prabhupada was very impressed. He was very nice to them. And they wanted to build a temple. And that's how Prabhupada mentions that he developed that attraction for his Guru Maharaj all the time. And eventually he was thinking that he will dedicate some time to him, but he was also focusing on more business. And Prabhupada's mission was, I want to earn a lot of money and then dedicate that in Krishna consciousness. But Krishna had different plans. So Prabhupada quotes this verse several times, 10, 18, 88, 8. What's that, Prabhu? Harishye Yasyaham Anugrunhami Harishye Tad Dhanam Shanai. Thank you, Prabhu. So Krishna says that Yasya Aham Anugrunhami, to whomever I am merciful. Harishye Tad Dhanam Shanai. I take out his whole material possessions. I make him so bereft that his relatives will also give him up. And then he ultimately has to depend only on me, Krishna. And Prabhupada lost all his business and everything in the process. And then the more and more he was thinking about Srila Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Thakur. Eventually he got formally initiated in 1933, almost after 11 years. And then Prabhupada still was there. But he said that he was, in his dream, his Guru Maharaj will always come. And he will say, oh, you should give up everything and dedicate your life to Krishna consciousness. Take sannyas, give up your family life, give up your business. And Prabhupada said, I was very afraid. But eventually Prabhupada did follow his instructions, and the way he describes when he was not there when Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur left this world. He was not with him, but that Prabhupada remembers that day and he used to share those pastimes. So Prabhupada said that he appreciated his disciples a lot more. He said that it is a Guru Maharaj's mercy that you are here and you are the one who are helping me fulfill his mission. You are the one who is helping me. So he thanked his disciples that you are representatives of my Guru Maharaj. So his love for his Guru Maharaj was at completely different level. So I think I'll stop here and we can take some glorification. Prabhuji, maybe non-Prabhu can share something, and then Shankaran Prabhu, Anand Baldev Prabhu, and Mataji's. Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So today is the 150th disappearance day of Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Thakur Maharaj. Very auspicious. All the centers celebrate Bhaktisiddhant Sarasvati Thakur Maharaj's the anniversary, birth and disappearance anniversary, because they are all same. Prabhupada always mentions that all the devotees that came in his life, in his preaching mission, were all representatives of his spiritual master. They were sent by his spiritual master, was his Prabhupada in his mission. So Prabhupada was always debted. Even Prabhupada cried in front of his devotees that they were here to serve his spiritual master. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I remember when Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur, when he was about 6 or 7 years old, he remembered whole Bhagavad Gita at that point. 7 years child, he knew complete Bhagavad Gita. And he was so strict with his, because he was born in a family of Bhaktisiddhant Thakur. And he was so strict with his sadhana at his young age, that one time what happened, there was one mango was offered to the, it wasn't offered to the Lord. And Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur ate that mango without offering. And then somebody's scolded him that why did you eat food without offering to the Lord? So, and then Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Maharaj, he took it so seriously at that young age that he never ate mango in his life after that. Never ate. So this is, so from very beginning, from his childhood, he was, and it was said that when he was Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Maharaj, when he was very young, he was told as a lion guru. Means everybody was so scared of him. All the impersonalists who are propagating the science of impersonalism, when Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Maharaj, he will come to the assembly, everybody will be scared of him to talk against him. So that's how he was so powerful and he was full of knowledge. So I pray that to Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur Maharaj that please bestow your mercy and bestow your mercy, and we can serve in your mission. Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, of course, Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur's life had so many wonderful lessons, but one of the lessons that we get from his life, which is actually very crucial and significant, how he took shelter of Guru. So, Bhaktisiddhant Thakur was a great scholar, very learned scholar. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his father, he told him that although you are so learned in the scriptures and such a great learned scholar, until you take shelter of a pure devotee and accept him as your guru, your life is not going to be fruitful. It's useless. All the scholarship, everything is useless. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur suggested him that you can probably take shelter of Radhā-Rañjana Maharaj. So Bhaktisiddhant Thakur, because he had great reverence to his father, he also had seen the behavior and illustrated, example of Srila Babaji Maharaj. Now, Babaji Maharaj was illiterate. He never went to school also. He had some, grocery store when he was a young man. And of course, later on he became Babaji, but he was not even illiterate. He was not even educated. Totally illiterate person. So, here is a great scholar, Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur, he had done many books on even astrology. Astrology, it's a very intricate science. And even in our Gaudiya Sampradaya, we have Panchanga that we follow, right? Ekadashi, for example. Many times devotees have confusion. Oh, why that East Coast has early Ekadashi, we have late Ekadashi. He actually wrote a whole, what is that name of the book is? Gaudiya Panchanga, right? What is that? I'm forgetting the name of the book. So he has written a booklet. No, Surya Siddhanta is an elaborate book on this conversation between Suryadev and Mayadana, but he wrote a Panchanga based on the scriptures. And as I've been reading the scriptures, I'm so amazed that Panchanga is such a small book, but it has extract from all the different Puranas, calculations from different Puranas. Such a wonderful compilation of reasoning why we follow Ekadashi. Sometimes we don't follow Ekadashi on Ekadashi day, but we follow on Dvadashi day. So everything is actually mentioned by Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur, and why we break the fast or complete the fast on a particular time. Sometimes you see we have only 15 minutes to break the fast. Sometimes we have 3 hours. So everything is actually explained in that small booklet. So you can imagine such a great scholar, and he's going to an illiterate person that please accept me as your disciple. So naturally, Babaji Maharaj was reluctant. He said, no, actually, you are such a great learned scholar. And not only he was a scholar, he had such wonderful character. He was an Ashtik Brahmachari. He would never even, have any lustful, glances over the ladies. He was an Ashtik Brahmachari. He was strict Brahmachari. So he had wonderful character. He was highly educated. So when he approached Srila Babaji Maharaj said, no, you are such a great learned scholar, and you are such a virtuous person, you have such wonderful qualities. How can I accept you as my disciple? So first he refused, flatly refused, no, I cannot. But Bhaktisiddhant Thakur, he kept approaching him again and again, but please, my life will be useless if I can't have you as my spiritual master. So finally one day he said, okay, I will ask Lord Chaitanya. If he gives permission, then I will accept you as my disciple. So he just was trying to, ward him off that, okay, he shouldn't come to bother me. So after some days, when Bhaktisiddhant Thakur again approached, did you ask Lord Chaitanya? He said, no, I forgot. Very candidly said, I forgot. So after a few days again he came. He said, did you ask Lord Chaitanya? So he just wanted to send away Bhaktisiddhant Thakur. He said, yes, I asked him and he refused. He said, I should not give you initiation. So hearing this, Bhaktisiddhant Thakur started weeping and crying. And what he spoke that time, it is such a wonderful lesson and reveals the utmost humility of Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur. He said to Babaji Maharaj that, yes, Babaji Maharaj, you and your Lord Chaitanya, you both worship that crest jewel of debauchees. Krishna, he's a playboy, right? He has so many wives and so many girlfriends. So he said, you and your Lord Chaitanya, you both worship Krishna, that crest jewel of playboys. Why will you care about a worldly moralist like me? And he started saying this, he started weeping and crying. And he told Babaji Maharaj, he actually started that quotation from that beautiful song. Karuna na hoile, Gurudev, Karuna na hoile, Kandhiya Kandhiya, Prana rakhi behar. If you do not show me mercy, then weeping and weeping I shall give up my life. So seeing his humility and genuine devotion and eagerness to seek the shelter of Srila Babaji Maharaj, Babaji Maharaj agreed to give him initiation. And Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur was the only disciple of Babaji Maharaj. Babaji Maharaj never gave initiation to anyone else. So that particular instance, shows that although Bhaktisiddhant Thakur Maharaj is known as Simha Guru, Lion Guru, that means whenever it came to establish Siddhanta, he was like a lion. Whether it was Sahajiyas or Mayavadis or any other Apasampradayas, he would actually be like a lion. But when it came to seeking shelter of the shelter of his Guru, he exhibited such wonderful humility. He considered himself just an ordinary, mundane, worldly moralist who was just following brahmacharya and all these principles, which he considered as insignificant. So he did not had any pride that he was an ashtic brahmacharya. He considered himself as a mundane moralist. So on this auspicious day of Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur's disappearance day, let's pray at his lotus feet that we may imbibe a tiny drop of that humility, so that giving up all our false pride and intentions for exploiting the material nature for our sense enjoyment, we may dedicate our life following in his footsteps for the mission of Lord Chaitanya and mission of Guru Parampara. Srila Bhaktisiddhant Thakur Goswami Maharaj ki
Jai.
Actually, hearing the example of the mango, I'm so feeling bad that I have this bad habit of even though if I sometimes forget to offer Krishna, I'll just say, "Oh Sri Ram," and I'll eat it. Like if I'm outside, or if I'm in the office or something and somebody will offer me, I know that it's not offered, but then I'll just say in my mind, "Ma mantra" or something, and then I'll take it. And then I'm thinking that, oh my God, I should be very careful if I'm not even following that. So hopefully I'll be more cautious going forward. And we are so fortunate that we have these acharyas who have given us so much literature that we can understand. Otherwise, I don't have capacity to understand Sanskrit or other, only English is the only way I can understand things. So very grateful that all these literatures that are available have been translated by Srila Prabhupada so that we can understand them and we can get into the mood of service and devotion to Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I know we're short on time, so something very quick. One takeaway for me was how serious Maharaj was, and that teaches us on how to take life seriously. So one of the things was spiritual life means seriousness and sincerity. The holy name is our life and soul. One moment wasted in material illusion is irreparable loss. So sometimes we take it for granted, like, oh, I was supposed to do this, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. So it does not work that way for him, and we should follow that footsteps, because what if there is no tomorrow for us? So taking life seriously and not for granted, especially in terms of spiritual consciousness, is very important. And preaching Krishna consciousness is the highest compassion, and he did that, and he had Srila Prabhupada demonstrate that by spreading Krishna consciousness to the West. And if it wasn't for him here in the United States, we wouldn't be sitting here. Srila Prabhupada would not have paid out the mission. So all glory is to Srila Bhaktisiddhant. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Anyone else?
Hare Krishna. It's enough. So yeah, as I know after reading the books or after listening some things about the Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Maharaj, I know that he is a lion guru, and he has a particular vision and specific vision about the spirituality and everything. And that vision, he successfully transferred it into the Prabhupada. And he created that disciple which we are worshipping now as and following him after many years about his books and everything. So he was successfully transferred his vision into the Prabhupada, and Prabhupada has, with clear vision, he just came into the unknown world like here in America and just established his mission like very successfully. So I just humbly pay my obeisances to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj and for his disciple Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Prabhupada ki. So today we will do Pushpanjali, we will offer Pushpanjali and then do Kripya Aarti. So our